Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Carol. Welcome, Vara, Surinder. And welcome to the YouTubers as well. So, Vara, we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of our subtle system today.
Yeah, I think we're going to, Shimataji is going to talk about one energy center, isn't it?
Yes, which is one side of the energy center.
Yes.
So much about it, and it's like just the right side of the one particular chakra.
You know, I don't want to spoil it for the viewers, but there's something in that speech. When I was listening to it, there's something she said. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, Shimataji says you live as long as your liver lives.
Oh.
She says something, and then think about it, Lynn. The word liver has live in it.
Yeah, it's all there.
It's all there, and I'm like, oh, Mataji just said it like this. You know, you live. They say you live as long as your liver lives.
I guess it's a very big organ.
No, yes, and it also tells something more profound. I feel is that generally we're all thinking about the heart, right? You know, all these sad people write poems about heart and you know, oh, the beloved is far away, I miss you, and all this sort of stuff. And I think a lot of it is focused on the heart, which is important.
Yeah.
But then she's putting that emphasis on liver, I feel, because it is quite neglected. Liver is, I mean, it's a body part, but clearly it is, for the amount of work it does, I feel it's I feel it's a neglected organ, so that's why Shimataji is bringing it to the focus.
And the other thing is there's two chakras looking after it.
Yeah, I thought it was the number 2.
It's number 2 and it's Nabi and
is it? Look, I didn't even know that.
Oh, unless I just made it up. But usually if you're feeling your liver hot, you try and cool down both the Nabi and the Swadhisthana. I normally do feel both are hot, but that could be just my condition. Who knows?
No, I think it makes sense. And the other thing is, you know, how you know, drinking has become so normalized, and nobody really, you know, people talk about, you know, drinking can ruin families and so on, but I also didn't realize how it is so, how the physical things that we do are so linked to the spiritual things. Like probably not in this speech, but in a different speech where Shimataji says that the job of the liver is to dissipate the heat that is generated because of our work and because of doing things into the blood.
Poison out of your blood.
Right, so it leaves the heat into the blood, which gets dissipated. And she says when you drink alcohol, which has been invented to do polish things, you know, people polish diamonds and varnishes and so on. So it creates this polish on the liver. You know, polished surfaces don't dissipate heat as well, and then it kind of gets cooked.
Yeah.
And then liver gets cooked, you get cooked.
Exactly. Especially in the heat, which we're in.
So then I realized why she said, you live, why the saying is that you live as long as your liver lives. And so I was like, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Live and liver. So that was one.
On the chart so everyone can see what center it is we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
that.
just share that chart. So while we're chatting about it, we can have a look where it is.
While you do that, Lynn, I was also listening to another speech where Srimataji is talking about each energy center having a deity.
Oh, yeah.
And generally, um, each deity has been taken away by each religion. So sometimes
that's right. And so when we say everything is one and we're all one, that's literally what we haven't got at the moment.
Correct.
Everybody's become, they say they're one because of their own particular deity or incarnation.
I think they don't say many don't say we are one, they say we are the one.
The one is, yes. Yes, it said we are the one. But
and Shrimataji is explaining that, when you have a house, is the foundation more important than the roof? And typically we will say, yeah, the foundation is more important than the roof. But what is the point of the foundation when there is no roof?
Yeah.
So it's like you can have a lot of nice foundations in which you can't live. So she's equating that. It's saying, each energy center has a governing deity, and this deity has come at different parts of the evolution of the human race. So we have to. That is a continuum that we have to respect, and only when we respect, the Kundalini is able to cross. And then from there, my extension of it, having benefited from what Shrimataji has taught to us, I feel, yeah, there is a foundation, there is a room, there is a roof, and I feel Shrimataji is the one who gives the light. Because what is the point of a house which is very dark?
That's right. You need the enlightenment, literally the enlightenment.
And that links to what you were saying last week about having the lights on.
Yeah.
And she is the one who switches the light on, and after that it's all fun, so to say.
Yeah, so it's interesting how you mentioned the deities because, for the benefit of those of us who are from Western upbringing, deities means, well, for instance, we in the West know of the deity of this center at the brain being Jesus Christ, but then each other of these chakras also has a deity who's someone who's incarnated, or you could say a saint, or a highly evolved soul who's looked after or helped us develop the qualities, tried to show us how to develop the qualities of each of these centers. And so this one tonight that Srimataji is going to tell us about is this one at the hip center, which is also where we ask for our pure knowledge to be awakened. But that's over on the right side, on the yellow here. It's opposite when you're looking at this. So it's one aspect of this center only she's going to be talking about, which is also interrelated with the other chakras, Vara, in that, in order to keep this center non-reactive means us non-reactive, and this center is a reflection of us not reacting when it's in a good shape. We react to things because we're not witnessing, and that's the quality of this center at the neck.
And on that one, Lynn, is sometimes people confuse non-reactiveness to being passive.
Oh, yeah,
isn't it? So we're not cabbages.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we give a reaction to a thing that is happening in our life in the way we want to and from a centered place. But
yeah, I guess what you mean is that we're not accepting wrong things, but we're observing something's wrong, or even the way someone has spoken to us, or something they've presented as fact is not true, we're not accepting it. So that is, we're not being cabbages in that we're accepting what it has said.
And there is power in it, isn't it?
But it's
I remember this.
Yeah.
I must have been in a good mood that day. I remember going in a car, and then I was coming in from a small lane, and there was this guy coming. He was speeding on the main road, and I was coming slowly, and then he panicked, and then I stopped. He stopped. He was far away. He was like not even close to me. And then he came and started kicking my car and yelling at me.
Wow.
And I brought the window down and I kept looking at him. And then he yelled and he went off. And I couldn't believe I did that. Generally, I would also take him on. I probably would have got punched because he's much hefty guy.
That's like that that little story Srimati is often told in a lot of her lectures, repeated, about the chickens. That, you know, they do the cockfights, actually. They're not chickens, they're cocks.
Yeah.
People do the cockfighting, and there was a saint or a trainer who taught the cocks to fight the best, and somebody took their cocks to him to teach them to win. And when the person took them to the fight to win, they just stood there silently, and they won because the other cocks all ran away.
Yeah, because they probably thought, you know, there is some hidden power that will be unleashed.
They stand there without going into a frenzy.
Wow. So I think that is what you mean by witnessing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That in our own dignity and power, we choose how to react from a place of being centered.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Do we want to play Srimati's speech?
Let's play the speech, and then we can get into our meditation after that. All right, I'll share that speech now. Of course.
After the speech, would you like to take us through the realization process, Lynn?
Okay, after that, yep, sure. Here comes. We'll just stop sharing this and share the speech, which is hopefully all set up properly. Yes, there it is.
Truth. You have been already told about these centers within us, their qualities, and these three channels which constitute them. But one may ask, why all this instrument placed within us? With what purpose? And why evolution has to go further? The reason is, you have to now become the spirit. Go beyond your physical, emotional, mental being and become the spirit. Because spirit is the reflection of God Almighty. And spirit is the universal being within you. When you become the spirit, you become a universal being. You become a universal being doesn't mean that you take a certificate that you are a universal being. Not at all. But this state of being an universal being is manifested in you. It is manifested as a innate knowledge within you. As you have innate knowledge of colors now, you know this is this color, this is this color. You see it. In the same way, you become aware of you being a universal being. Means a microcosm becomes the macrocosm. Again I say becomes. It's not just a feeling that you have become. Like a drop becomes the ocean. But again, it's not just a mental understanding, but it is a happening. And this happening takes place, and you become a personality which leaves your boundaries, limitations, and you start seeing yourself as a very loving, affectionate, compassionate personality. When a child is born to a mother, she feels tremendous love for the child. From where does she get this love? Is innately built within her, and her love becomes doubled. Whatever love she had for herself starts flowing towards her child. But when you become a universal being, then your compassion takes a very universal personality. Then you do not think that you are an Australian or you are an Englishman or an Indian. But you just think that we are part and parcel of one universal personality. Now this feeling sometimes can be confusing. The word is. Feeling means I feel very happy, I feel very unhappy. It's all a mental projection. But it becomes part and parcel of your awareness. This is the point I want to make very clearly to you, that it becomes just an awareness of collective consciousness. Then you can't avoid it, you can't just get rid of it. As you feel for your family. Why do you feel? I mean, some even don't feel that. But most of you feel for your family, for your children, for your wives, for your brothers, sisters, father, mother. So why do you feel for them? Because you have expanded your personality. So you just feel it. But when your personality is that expanded, then the whole world seems to be your family, your relations. Then you do not see a person superficially, skin deep. But you see a person as a part and parcel of your being. Not only that, but as you can feel your own chakras on your fingertips, you can feel the chakras of another person on your fingertips. And then if you know how to correct, you can correct those centers and correct their problems. Today I'll just deal with one chakra, how when one chakra goes out of order, what happens to us. It's very interesting to find out how we suffer from so many diseases because of one center. This center is the second center of Swadhisthana. Second center of the Swadhisthana is attached to the Nabhi, the third center, and moves around the whole of that green area. It can go to the end, to the periphery, or it can be anywhere. And the duty of this center is mainly to convert the fat cells for the use of the brain. that medical science doesn't know. The other functions are to look after the liver, to look after the pancreas, look after the spleen, the kidneys, and the intestines. So when we start thinking too much, when we become futuristic, we start planning everything. I mean, sometimes people plan so much that you don't know where you are left with that plan. And that planning gives you a terrible mental exertion, and you need more energy for your cells in the brain. So this has to pass, as you see here clearly, it has to pass into your brain, the energy. But when you think too much and plan too much, and if you are successful, then you develop an institution called ego, which is a big yellow bile in your head. That's not only thing. But as you start thinking too much, you neglect all these viscera, all these organs in the viscera. And thus, you have very big problems of health to begin with. Of course, when you neglect your liver, you know, liver is, they say, you will live till your liver will allow. Now, this liver has to clean all the poison from your body. It comes out as heat and is delivered to the bloodstream. But when this is neglected, this poor liver doesn't know how to function without the energy, and all the heat is accumulated in the liver. So a person suffers from liver trouble. Now the symptoms are he gets migraine, he cannot see the sun, then also he gets very hot-tempered, irritable, angry, because there is so much of heat. Then this heat passes. I was telling in Canberra, most of the bureaucrats have this problem because they plan too much. And where do we land with that planning, God alone knows. So, then this heat passes upward and downward. So when it passes downward, it gives you a very bad problem of terrible constipation, because the heat constricts your intestine, large intestines. It also coagulates your kidneys, by which you have kidney trouble, you cannot pass your urine. Then you go on the dialysis and you are certified as really dead, because you cannot last longer. It's a very expensive treatment, but doctors do not tell you frankly that, oh, you are not going to live. Then this heat can pass upward. And when it goes upward, it goes, say, to your right heart as shown there. As a result of that, you develop asthma. Of course, asthma is connected also with the left side. So when there's triggering done by the left side, then you get this horrible disease called asthma. Then this heat can go upward and can ruin your throat. It can freeze your right arm. It can make your left eye red and also your left ear deaf. But by chance, if such a person is young and using too much physical energy and mental energy, as well as drinking a lot, he can have a very fatal heart attack, a very massive one, and he may die very early in age. You must know that all such attacks at a young age always are fatal. But when you see to the other side is that there is a pancreas which is neglected, As a result of the neglect of the pancreas, you develop a disease called diabetes. Even the mothers who are extremely planning type and thinking type give that disease to their children. And children are born with diabetes. Then you have the third problem with the spleen. This is the most dangerous one. Nowadays, as the life is, we are all time bound, very particular about time. As a result of that, we have become extremely hectic. Supposing you sleep very late in the night, then you have to get up early in the morning somehow get into your clothes and run to the office. Don't even take your breakfast, your wife will give you. So on the way in the car you are eating your breakfast. And then you read the newspaper. You get a shock of your life because so many horrible things are happening. Newspapers will never give something that is good or is doing well, but something that has gone wrong to give a sensational feeling. It gives you sometimes horrible things. So early in the morning, if you read something horrible, being a human being, you are sometimes shocked. Then you find there is a jam on the way and you get so upset and all your peace is disturbed. Now this spleen is responsible for creating red blood corpuscles when you are in emergency. You must have seen when you eat your food and you run, you get a pain here. That's because your spleen is trying to pump out new RBCs. Now, to create that, this spleen has to work very hard. But it cannot understand the crazy, hectic personality. Every time it tries to cope with it, it goes crazy. So such a spleen becomes crazy, and ultimately with some triggering on the left-hand side, you develop a horrible disease called as leukemia or blood cancer. Then also your intestinal problems, the pain in the stomach and all that, indigestion, all go hand in hand only because of one center only on the right side. I have not even described the left side center. So if I describe all these, then the whole materia medica will be described. It's like that. So all the permutations and combinations of these centers give you physical problems, then the left side gives you the mental problem.
So let's go into our meditation. We can just sit quietly, try to absorb any vibrations or peace you were feeling during the talk. Our hands are open on our lap. Our feet are flat on the floor without our shoes. We're being in contact with Mother Nature, with Mother Earth. And we'll go through the realization, or the first meditation we do, which some of you will have already done, but for the benefit of those of you who are doing this for the first time, we'll be placing our right hand at the various centers, and then we'll be coming up, going up to the forehead. We'll be coming up to this top energy center to go into our meditation, where we'll be asking for our self-realization. So I'll put on the chart. You can probably see me for that, maybe. Let's do that. I think we can just do that without the chart, because you can all see me as we go through that. So nice to close our eyes, but if you're a bit lost with my description of where you're putting your hand, then of course open your eyes and have a look where I'm putting my hand. So let's just take our attention inside. See how we're feeling. Take a few deeper breaths, slowing down the breathing. Just holding the breath for a minute at the extremities of the in and the out breath. So we're taking our attention to our left side, because mostly we've been working on our right side, thinking about what we're doing, thinking about what we've done, what we're going to do. So we go towards our left side of our desire, and we're trying to find our pure desire to be one with divine. And that's our self-realization process. So to do that, we'll place our right hand on our heart, still focusing on our breath. And we'll ask a fundamental question, which is, who am I? Who is the I? Still breathing, still focusing on ourselves. So we'll go down to the next energy center or chakra. We call them chakras inside yoga. So this is the top of our stomach, just below the rib cage. So it's our upper abdomen. And here we're going to ask this fundamental question: am I my own master? Do I look to myself, or am I focused outside for what I should be doing in life? Am I my own master? And drop the hand further down to the hip area where the body and the leg join. And here we're going to ask for the truth about ourselves, which is the pure knowledge. And we're addressing this to our mothering energy, our kundalini energy, residing at the base of the spine in the sacrum bone. And each time we go through this and ask this question, more of our energy will be awakened automatically because we're asking. So we're asking this mothering energy, or Sri Mataji, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. And really desiring from your heart, please give me the truth about myself. Please awaken my pure desire. So really feeling that question in your heart. Please give me the true and pure knowledge of myself. And as our Kundalini energy is rising up through our central nervous system, we'll come back up to the top of our stomach, just at the base of the ribs with our hand. And now we can confirm that I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. And coming back up to the heart, with our right hand on the left side, we can answer that question now. Who am I? I am the pure spirit. It's part of divine that's within us all, is the spirit. I am that. I'm not any of these desires, other desires. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I am the pure spirit. And as our Kundalini rises through the central channel, we'll clear the path by taking our hand up to the neck area. So here we need to clear this area by not feeling guilty. And we can do that simply by saying, Mother, I am not guilty. So we can take away that habit of feeling guilty. It doesn't make us a better person to feel guilty about things. I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. And the next thing we need to do to clear our central channel is to forgive. So let's go up to the Agya center, the center at the brain here, resting our forehead in the palm of our hand. We can say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Without thinking of anyone in particular, just let everything go. I forgive. I forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. Very important. I forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. Just to clear this center even more, we can take our hand behind our head, lifting the head up in the palm of the hand, the back of our head resting in the palm. We can ask, if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. Divine Mother, please forgive me. So now you really don't have to feel guilty about anything. Everything's forgiven. And coming up to the top of our head, stretching the hand, we can place the center of the palm on the center of the top of our head. Pressing down, massaging it a little, we can ask, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please strengthen and develop my self-realization. Please establish me in the kingdom of divine, which is above all my thoughts. And raising your hand up a little bit, just take it to 3 or 4 inches. You might feel a little breeze there. If not tonight, then after a while. But you can keep your attention there where your hand is, bringing it back on your lap. Let's just see how we're feeling and experience that silence. Still breathing. Nice, long, slow breaths. Be aware of your hands. The palms might start to feel cool or warm. Either way, something's happening. Any thoughts start to come, just forgive. I forgive. Forgive the thoughts. And take your attention back up to the top of your head. It's also quite nice to have the music. So I'll just share a bit of music for you while you're meditating. Taking that right hand on our forehead. Try to clear this area and ask our mothering energy. Please be in my head. Please be in my mind. Mother Kundalini, please be in my head, in my mind. Taking the hand again on the top of our head, onto the elbow area. As we raise the hand a little above, onto the elbow. And ask our mother, please take me into that lovely divine area, looking after all of us. Please take me out of my mind into that lovely silence of the divine. Again, bringing the hand down, just keeping your attention up there. And we can just drop our right hand down towards Mother Earth. And we can ask Mother Nature, please take away any memories or thoughts of the past, keeping me from the present. And then just see if that hand, left hand on our lap, starts to feel nice and cool. Just once more, asking Mother Nature, Mother Kundalini, Shumaraji, please take away any thoughts from the past, keeping me away from the present. Please make me full of pure desire to be one with my divine nature, one with my spirit. And then bringing the right hand back up on our lap, bending the left. So we'll try to cool down that right hand now, asking Mother to please take away any thoughts of the future, any overactivity on my right side. And then bringing both hands back down on your lap. Just feeling coolness on the top of your head with your attention. 2 hands in the middle of the hands should start to feel either warm or cool. Warm is clearing out any thoughts of the past or the future. And it'll start to cool down. Just feeling that attention from your heart. And slowly opening your eyes. So we'll finish our meditation, Vara, by raising our Kundalini and placing ourselves in Bandhan as we do. So with our left hand raising up and the right one winding round, up to the top of our head, tying a knot. Do that 3 times, 1 for each of our channels, left and right and central. 2 knots for the second time. 3rd time, we'll do 3 knots. And then with those lovely vibrations we're feeling in our hand, we'll spread that over our body, over and back for 7 times, once for each of our chakras or energy centers. Approximately 7. I may have done less or more, not sure. So I hope you had a lovely meditation, feeling relaxed. And of course, if you're on Zoom and you have any questions or feedback you want to give, feel free to use the chat. I'm not sure if it's on, but we'll have a look. So that was quite, I felt good. How did you feel, Vara?
Very good. I was having difficulty opening my eyes when you finished. It was so good.
And of course, we should mention that you can do your meditation at home just by raising the Kundalini this way. It's nice to go through the affirmations, but you don't have to each time.
Do you want to put the speech link in the chat, Lynn?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, so you can listen to the rest of the talk. I think it's, yeah, it's probably like an hour or something. Can't quite remember. But yeah, I've got the...
I thought I might say, you know, everybody says that the attention span is less these days. That's why we put a small extract of the speech. But it's changing, you know, people are listening to a lot more things. So please try and stretch your patience in listening to Shimataji's speeches, because she starts with a premise and then it feels like she is sort of going on to different things, and in the end it all comes together.
That's right. It's completely different experience listening to the entire talk, and we like to be short and snappy, you know, on social media, but nice at home to really enjoy the full thing. And that link takes you to a place where all the talks are, so you really can be in charge of yourself, and you can search for a subject you want to hear Srimataji talk about and listen to a whole talk at your leisure. So feel free to avail of that. So that's in the chat there now. So feel free to listen to the rest, or you can just listen bit by bit each day. So no compulsion.
Yeah, actually, what I have been doing, Lynn, is I take a speech, and then let's say the speech is 1 hour.
Yeah.
I listen to it 30 minutes today, and then tomorrow 30 minutes. I make sure I finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been very helpful to me.
Yeah, if you've got to go to work and etc.
So what I'm finding is, so if I listen to half an hour speech and then go to work, somehow the Shrimataji's speech and I don't know what the vibrations, they bring me to the center, and it's become a bit more easy to deal with whatever happens at work. I wish I started that practice a while ago, but it's only a month or two ago I started.
Good. You listen to the talks and the vibrations from someone obviously highly evolved really
Yes.
affect you. It's like when we put on this bandhan of protecting vibrations is actually to keep out any vibrations we don't like. But the vibrations we do like, you really like them because of a reason. You feel it. So.
And you know, one day it was funny. I was a bit off because my head was off. I was speaking rubbish, I guess. And my boss goes, "Did you not meditate today?" It was funny, and you're like, "Oh, I must be off." And I told him, "Oh, I didn't. You better stop this conversation here, and then I'll come back to you a little bit later when I'm in the center." It was very interesting.
Needed to listen to the other half of the talk, obviously.
No, that day I didn't. I somehow missed.
Oh, you missed it. Yeah. Okay.
So I could. That was my sort of evidence to
Okay. Yeah.
figure out that it does make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you think of something mentally and then you start doing it.
Yeah.
A few days later, you're like, "Oh, is this really working?" And then that sort of incident will tell you that that's a good practice to have.
Yeah. Well, and another good thing is to find a talk. You know, you want to listen to a talk and how to find one. If today is the 2nd of February, you can find talks that were the 2nd of February any year.
Oh, and on this Learn Surge Yoga,
Yeah.
on learnsurgeyoga.org, you can find it. Right? Yeah.
So then you know, about this time of the year, any year, Srimataji would talk about particular subjects, which are I kind of imagine they're pertinent in that, there's, yeah. Anyway, that's a good.
And also, it's easy, right? Today's the date. I don't have to think about it. I go
Yeah,
search.
exactly. What do I want to listen to? I just want to listen to something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, how are we going for time?
I think. All right. Thank you, Lynn.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And we'll leave you with a bit of music. We won't close off too quickly. So good night, all. Thank you for joining.
Good night. Bye, Lynn.
We'll play a little bit more music. Thanks for joining. Look forward to being with you next time.